How to draw a woman. I like to start with really simple shapes. I'm going to start with the head. I'm just going to make a simple oval. I'm not going to worry about any details yet. I just want to make sure everything fits on my page first. Then I have a neck and shoulders. And then I'm going to make the torso. The torso is more so like a rectangle. I kind of made it flat, but we will adjust that later. And here's a line for the chest. And then we'll start the hips. It really helps to know what the human skeleton looks like and where the muscles are placed when you're sketching. So now I'm going to start with the thighs. And then we're going to come in a little bit to the knees and then back out for the calves. They're kind of shaped like an hourglass. And a lot of times people make legs way too short. They are at least the length of your torso and your head combined. If you think about it, if you stretch to reach your toes, your head is almost going to come to your ankles. And here are the ankles. Her feet are going to appear a little longer because I'm going to put her in heels. Keep the shape simple. I'm going to start with kind of a triangular shape. I'm not going to worry about the shoes yet. I just want to get the shape of the feet in. Now we're going to go back up to the arms. If you're standing and your arms are relaxed, your fingertips should reach just above your knee. A lot of people make their arms way too short, like a dinosaur. I'm going to keep this drawing simple and leave her arms hanging behind her. Now I'm going to go back and add some detail, but not too much. This is only 7 minutes, so it's not going to be hyper realistic. So for the face, I'm going to start with my crosshairs that tell me where my eyes and nose and mouth should be. Then I'm going to add a little bit of shading to help create the illusion of the roundness of her face and give just slight hints at her facial features. This is the time to clean up any messy lines and kind of give a little bit more shape. Since we just started with a simple oval, we might need to chisel out the chin a bit, give her a hint of cheekbones, and then we're going to add some hair. Now, people have a tendency to want to draw each strand of hair. Do not do that, especially at this point. I'm drawing the shape of the hair, so I'm only drawing the important lines, the outline of the very edge of the hair, any significant curls or bunches of hair that are separated from the others. So keep it pretty simple. Then I'm going to go back and define the shoulders and add the clavicles, which are the bones that are just below your neck. Those are super important. Her shoulders are a bit high, so she could just be standing in this kind of awkward position. And then I'm just tracing over the lines that I made earlier. Remember I said my shapes were kind of boxy and flat, and so now I'm giving them a little bit more shape. We want all of these lines to be rounded, especially the line right under her chest. I'm going to give her kind of a bikini top, and notice that none of the lines that I'm creating are super straight. Everything is going to be rounded because her body is round. So we want to create that illusion with the lines that we're using. Then right in the middle, we'll put her belly button. And different people have their belly buttons at different heights, so it's okay if it's a little bit different. And now we'll go down to the hips. And again, I'm going to go over the lines that I made previously. The first lines that I make are very light. In fact, I drew my initial sketch a little bit darker than I would normally draw it, just so that it was visible on the camera. So this is where I'm tweaking any lines that may not have turned out well or may not be perfected yet. And I'm also deciding what her pants are going to look like. So at the bottom of her pants, I had it flare out just a little bit. They're not super tight at the bottom. And then I'll go back over the feet. Remember, I kept them very simple. And so now is the opportunity to add some toes. Her feet are kind of pointed outward just slightly. So instead of making just ovals for the toes, they can be a little bit more of rectangles, rounded rectangles. And this foot is going to be pointed more so out to the side. So this one might be pretty easy. We can just show the side of her big toe. And then we can add the shoes. So the bottom of the shoes will just be a little rectangle underneath her feet. And then we can add the heel. She's gonna have one little strap that's holding the shoe on, and just leave it kind of simple. Now it's time for some shading to pull everything all together. Notice that the hair closest to her neck is darker than the hair that is on the edge of her head because it is further away. So we're creating an illusion by adding some shadow in certain areas. You don't want to leave any of her completely white because then she would be see-through. You want to at least add some kind of value to her. And here is my drawing of a woman in 7 minutes.